Welcome back to Brave News Network with your host, Joel Batista.
And Peyton. Joel, we've got a lot of great teachers here in Maconaquah.
We sure do.
Let's take a look at one of them right now.
My name is Spotlight-Fenters. I'm a teacher here at Maconaquah High School. Well, they say that teaching is the art for those who don't know how to do. So I thought I wasn't good at very many things. So I thought I ought to teach. No, truthfully, I had a teacher that I wasn't a great kid. Um, and I had a teacher, shout out Mr. Campbell, that really took me aside and kind of made me um, realize I could be more than a random extra on a football team. Um, and so pretty much from that day forward, I knew if he could do that for me and I could do that for one more person, that world probably wouldn't be so bad. I think generally speaking, I probably can't limit myself to one specific teaching memory. I think generally speaking, it's really neat when you have students that dislike you at first because you ask them to read and write. And then by the end of your time with them, not only do they like you, but you see the growth throughout the year. And they become more articulate citizens and are able to contribute to the world in a better place. And so I think just generally speaking, when I think of my favorite memories with students, it's the students that you probably look at in a classroom and say, man, that is not a great kid. And then by the end of the year, maybe they're not the valedictorian or whatever, but you see the growth that happened with them and that they're going to be an effective citizen, an effective family member, and things like that. And I think that's what makes all of us students. Who is the greatest football player of all time? Well, Peyton Manning is a deity in this state, so I think it would be tough not to say him. Truthfully, one of the reasons I like football is that I don't know that there's ever been one player that defined the entire sport, because you have a myriad of different athletes in different positions and things like that. Personally, for me, I think one of my favorite players, as far as from a coaching standpoint, studying, whatever, probably be Dion. Dion redefined what not only it meant to be a football player, but what it meant to be just a star athlete. He redefined what it meant to motivate young people. And for all his criticisms, he's just been effective at getting people to buy in, at least to what he believes in. So I think not only was he absolutely nasty on a football field and on a baseball field, but he, also just from a leadership standpoint, does a lot of things that are interesting, to say the least. To the future generation of teachers, there are going to be a lot of people in the world that tell you not to do it. There are going to be a lot of people that joke and talk about the lack of pay, which is true. They're going to talk about the hours, which, congrats, you don't get all summer off. And they're going to talk about that kids don't love you, I guess, which I guess would be weird if they did. There are a lot of detractors telling people why they shouldn't teach. What they never tell you is that when you teach, every single day that you come into work, you have a demonstrative effect on someone's life. When I was working in TCOM, yeah, we made cool stuff, but I didn't affect anybody's life on a daily basis. And various other jobs that either I've had or my friends have had as young adults, like, yeah, it's great, but at the end of the day, they go home and then, nobody cares. Teaching is a 24/7 job because we're impacting young lives, and you guys walk away with whatever lessons, good or bad, we were able to impart. And to be honest with you, as a young teacher, you learn from your students as well. And so for me, I think if you want the altruistic purpose of life that that everybody tries to look for, I think teaching is a great career for that.